When I was a child, this time of the year was the most exciting, wonderful time there was. It was full of anticipation, impatient anticipation of that big day that would come. When we were kids, me and my younger sister Joan, my mother would take us on a trolley car into downtown Philadelphia. We'd go to John Winemaker's, the biggest department store in the state, wait in an awful long line with 100 other kids, and it seemed like hours and hours, just so we could sit there and hear that wonderful question that we're all so prepared to answer. What do you want for Christmas, little boy? Good morning. Welcome to Lyceum. My name is Ray Carroll. I'm a member of the Southern Castleton Spiritualist Camp. I'm a spiritualist. I've been here 10 years, and I'm currently serving on our Board of Trustees. I welcome you here. Now, our Lyceum is an opportunity for me not to just talk at you, but to talk with you. So please feel free, if you have questions, ask them. I don't have all the answers, but I'll try. It was Andy Williams, I don't know if everybody remembers him, but he sang that song, What a Wonderful Time of the Year, full of good cheer. And that's what it is. This is what Christmas is. Anticipation of the things to come, of that wonderful day. And especially as children. You know, with kids, it's all about gifts and what they're going to get for Christmas and what they want for Christmas. It's focused on them. It's focused on receiving. But it really is a gift-giving time. Now we know that really Christmas is that day when we celebrate the birth of Jesus. And that was a gift to the world. Whether you're Christian or non-Christian, there was a tremendous impact that day started. It changed the world, it brought love into the world, and teaching and guidance that we can all follow. But the practice of gift-giving itself, some people go back to the Magi, the three kings who came and brought gifts to the baby Jesus. But as we know over the many years since that happened, centuries, that traditions change. And the gift given really, a lot of people believe was more modern times. And maybe goes back to stories of St. Nicholas, Santa Claus, or even Charles Dickens probably had a lot to do with it, about how we view gift giving at Christmas time. Does it really matter though? What matters is the gifts themselves and how they're given and how they're received and the joy and thrill that comes with Christmas. For children, again, it's all about the excitement of what they're going to get. What's going to be in that package when they open it up? Are they going to get that new toy that they wanted? Are they going to get the bicycle or the other things that they've been looking so much for? Does Santa really listen to them when they asked them, what do you want for Christmas? Or maybe they want that Red Ryder BB gun that might just shoot your eye out. I know I have one. I'm always worried about shooting my eye out. But it's about so much more. Now, I'm going to tell some stories today that hopefully I won't bore you too much. But the purpose of the stories is not to tell you about my life so much, but to tell you how I got here and to talk a little bit about gift giving and a little bit about spiritualism. I was 10 years old when my dad died. He died at a very young age. He was only in his early 40s. Unfortunately, he didn't have insurance, and being a young man, I guess he didn't plan well financially. My mother struggled greatly financially, raised 4 children, but she always showed us a lot of love. That was her gift to us. It never made us feel like we didn't have enough. One year, I wanted a bicycle. I was like the only kid in the world, I thought, that didn't own a 2-wheel bicycle. All my friends were around on their bikes, and I didn't have one. So my mom was determined to get me the bike. She did that by taking me down to the Salvation Army store and letting me pick out the best of the worst bikes because they were pretty bad. The bike I got had no fenders, and back in those days, fenders came with bikes. It wasn't fashionable to have a bike without fenders. The bike also had about 10 layers of paint on it with chips in it, so you could tell every color it was. And initially, as a kid, I was kind of embarrassed. But once I got it home and cleaned it up and saw the face of my mother, I knew that was a gift from her. And as I got older and more mature, I began to realize it was probably one of the best gifts I ever received, because it was given with pure love, and that was the most important thing. Gifts evolve as we grow older too, because we're not looking for the things like the kids are. The thing that changes is that at Christmas time, it's a special day. So we look with excitement and anticipation. But know what we overlook? We overlook the gifts of every day. Every single day really is like a Christmas. But we don't look for it. We don't anticipate it. We're not excited about it. Maybe we need to take an inventory and start looking at those gifts. Because the gifts can come from anywhere. They can come from friends. They can come from strangers. They certainly come from God. And they can come from the spirit world. I receive gifts every day. And the ones I treasure the most are those ones that are given with sincerity and honesty, with love, no strings attached, no self-serving efforts. They give it purely because they want to see happiness in me. And it's the same way we should give gifts. Well, I was married for 42 years. And like most people that get married, the very first start of the promise of getting married started with a little gift, the engagement ring. Now, back in those days, I was married 42 years, but I didn't mention my wife passed after 42 years. But anyway, I couldn't afford the big diamond like most of my friends were giving, and people that you expect you're supposed to give the big diamond ring. I couldn't afford that. I had a struggle to come up with $100 so I could get a ring that looked like an engagement ring. So I bought this ring that had a pearl in the center, where a diamond would be, and two of the teeniest, tiniest, if you had a magnifying glass, you could probably see chips of diamonds on either side of that. I gave that to Mary. She loved it because it was given with love and it was received with love. And the value of the ring itself was in the giving and in the receiving, not in the financial value or value of the appraisal of the ring. We used to joke with each other that the ring only represented 25 years anyway, because we only had a 25-year contract to get married. And it was like an ongoing joke that after 25 years, we could call it off, saying it didn't work. So on the 25th anniversary, I decided it's time to give her another gift. So I went to a jeweler and had them take that pearl out, put it into a necklace, and then had the pearl replaced with a diamond set in its place. Now, it wasn't a huge diamond, but it was respectable. It was something that probably would have impressed my friends years before that. But I wasn't trying to impress. I was just trying to, again, give a gift of love. That Mary loved that ring. It was everything to her. And she didn't wear it that often. But when she didn't wear it, she used to hide it in the house somewhere because she was always worried that somebody's going to break in and steal my ring. Well, after she passed, we couldn't find that ring. We looked everywhere. My children helped me look. I have 4 children, 11 grandchildren, lots of friends. They would come by and look for the ring. Months went by. Excuse me. And we still couldn't find a ring. I figured every logical place and non-logical place we looked. And then one day, and I realized a very magical day for me, a day that maybe was the beginning of my trail to Casadega. It was on the day 2011, November the 11th. So it was 11, 11, 11, all ones. So talk about beginnings, well, ones. That day, my daughter decided to visit from New York. Excuse me. I was living in Pennsylvania, and she brought her daughter, my granddaughter, down with her. Jennifer told me that for some reason that day, she had a diamond ring from her when she got married. Of course, her husband was doing better than I was when I got married. He said, it's a more respectable diamond ring. And she would not wear it that often. But something told her, wear your ring today when you get down to see your dad. So she did. Well, when her daughter seen it, Jocelyn, Mary, my wife, had given her a little toy ring. She said, I'm going to wear my ring too. So they both came to visit with their diamond rings on. And we were sitting there talking, and all of a sudden Jennifer says, I feel like I need to clean this ring. So I said, I think we could jewelry cleaner somewhere, look around the house. So she went upstairs and into the bedroom, off the master bedroom, and looked underneath. She said, there was like a smell. I could almost smell Mom there. She reached down, pulled out the jar, opened it up, and there was the diamond ring. So she found the diamond ring, again, a gift. I believe sincerely, a gift from Mary, to let me know that she was there, that she appreciated it, and to let her daughter, her granddaughter, also know. So looking back on it, I know that that was the beginning of something for me, the beginning of spiritualism. Of course, I didn't even know what the word spiritual meant at that time. But I found it to be a gift, very much a gift. And like Christmas, as I said, we're always in anticipation and excitement of that special day of opening it and sharing gifts. Well, I've eventually learned that we can do that every day. And one of the things about spiritualism is, what is gifts at Christmas time? When you open it up, you're not even sure what's there. Well, maybe I look at it this way, and this might sound a little strange to people, but maybe that Christmas, the big Christmas that will come for me, or come for all of us, is the day that we pass over in spirit. And there's a gift waiting for us. I like to travel. The way my wife and I would travel everywhere. We consider ourselves adventurers, explorers. Well, that's just another adventure, another place to explore. You don't know what's going to be in that box when you open it up. Over the years, you've heard from all kinds of religions and philosophers and so forth. What is on the other side? What to expect? Is there heaven? Is there some other place? Is it something better? I don't know. It's an adventure. We'll find out someday. But I live with knowing that anticipation of that gift is coming. Hopefully a long, long time from now. I'm not anxious to open that gift right away. But it's an exciting thing to think that we have that gift waiting for us. And that's part of what spiritualism is, knowing that waiting for you is that other side where you can communicate with people here. That's part of what we do. Mary communicated with me that day. And that was only one of many, many experiences that I've had that drew me here. Again, I don't tell these stories to say that I'm anything different than most people here, than anybody here. We're all special in some way or another. The Bible also tells us that it's important not to just get gifts, but to give gifts. There's quotes many times in the Bible talks about it's better to give than receive. Give and it will be given to you, good measure, crushed down. Full and running over, they will give to you. In the same message, as you give, you will be given to you again. So we know that there's two sides to gifts. It's the one who receives the gift and the one who gives the gift. So maybe at times we don't realize that things that we do, we can give gifts every day. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It doesn't have to be anything material. It could be something as simple as a smile Sometimes that's hard to do with a mask on our face. But I was at the doctor's office the other day and walked in, and the woman said, and the nurse there said, "I know you're smiling at me." I said, "I got the mask on." She said, "That's okay, I can see it in your eyes." So you can still smile at people. That smile might be something that that person needed that one day. Maybe when you're in a restaurant, you give it a little bit better tip for somebody. People work hard, and they might have hard things going on in their life, and they could use the extra money. If they do have the money, why not? It'd be better to spend it that way. As long as it's given with sincerity and love, voluntarily, with no expectation of a return, it's a pure gift. It's a good gift, and it's a loving gift that will be returned to you. I remember one time I was staying at a hotel, and a lot of times I leave a little tip for the housekeeper. Well, one time I left a tip, and we were still staying there. I came back that day, and there was a note left by the housekeeper. And it was the sweetest note saying, "Thank you so much. Today was my birthday, and I had to work, and I needed the money, and it really went a long way." So it's just a little thing. That was just a few dollars, but it was something that did touch that person. So Christmas is also a time of making lists. And, you know, I thought to myself, what list do we make that we can use all year long? We have a shopping list, so we go back to that question, what do you want for Christmas? So I mean, we make a list of what is it that we want? What do we want in life? What kind of gifts or what kind of things would we like to have? Then there's the list of what can I give? It's your shopping list. And what can you give each day, not just on Christmas, but each day, to tell somebody that you love them, tell somebody that you care, recognizes them, and it's given no self-serving purpose, no benefit to you, completely voluntary, and it's just given with pure love. And last of all, there's that other list that we should always think about. The list that, you know, the one that Santa keeps, naughty and nice. Maybe we need to think about what we do every day. If Santa was watching, would this put me on the naughty list, or would this put me on the nice list? So life is so simple, I think. Simple in the way that we could just keep a list, keep 3 lists. What have you given today? What have you asked for today? And were you naughty, or were you nice? As I said earlier, the Lyceum is an exchange of ideas, and I really would invite people. I'm not very good at long-winded speeches anyway. Just try to talk to people. I mean, I have plenty of other stories I could tell, probably bore you. Some of them are heartwarming stories, and some of them are not so much. But I'd like to ask anybody here, do they have a special wish or a special gift that they would like to give or receive or have seen or have an experience they'd like to share? Anybody? Anybody at home? Nobody. Okay, yes.
I would like to thank you for this beautiful gift today. I got up this morning and was told to come here, and that message is so important. I have been focusing for the month of December on every day, get up, ask Spirit, where do you want me? Who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to receive a message from? And you just put it all in this nice little package. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And that's a gift from you to me. Thank you.
No, that was why Spirit sent me here today.
Okay, great.
Hello?
Yes.
I've got a question. Was there ever a time in your life that it was hard to be grateful for what you had or what your life was like? Because it's a lot of emotions these days. And could you think of one that you could share?
Yeah. like most people that are attracted to spiritualism, one of the things that brings you here often is you've experienced some kind of grief in your life or a loss in your life. And you're looking for answers. You're looking for reassurance that life does go on. That's one of the things I found in Casadega and spiritualism, the continuity of life. I'm reassured of that. I believe it strongly. But there was a time when I didn't. And quite frankly, my background, I spent 30 years as a federal criminal investigator. I did fraud investigations. So I'm a skeptic, and a lot of this stuff, when I first came here, I grew up Catholic and I grew up in a very traditional family setting and, normal lifestyle. Then I came to this strange place and things all changed. But when my wife first died, we were married for 42 years. She was the love of my life. And I was depressed. And saw no reason to continue on. I didn't know about spiritualism. I didn't really believe that there was anything that I could connect with. In fact, what happened is, living in suburban Pennsylvania, we were members of Longwood Gardens, which is a big place in Newtown Square area, Pennsylvania. And we used to go there all the time. Well, after my wife passed and through the summer, I was so depressed, and I had some heart issues going on at the time. I was so depressed that I would go there and I figured, well, look, I can't really take my own life because the kids would all get mad at me and it'd be kind of messy anyway. So here's how I'm going to do this. I got it all planned out. I'm going to go to Longwood Gardens, and they had acres and acres of ground there. I'm going to go over there and walk as hard as I can in the hottest days, and I'm going to have a heart attack and die. And they'll just say, oh, poor guy, he just died out there at the gardens. Isn't that a shame? And I would go there every day, and the heart would pound and pound. And I'd feel like, oh, I'm going to do it today. It really hurts. And every day I would do that, and it just wasn't working. So my next visit to my cardiologist, I went in there, and he was giving the results of the test, and he says, Ray, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever it is, keep it up, because you just added 20 years to your life. You're healthier now than you ever were. So it was a way of telling me, that sometimes we don't get what we ask for, and sometimes it's good that we don't get it. So I found a lot of reassurance in that. Okay.
When you were talking about the bicycle, I have a memory growing up. I wanted a swing set so bad because I just loved to swing. And my parents kept saying, well, I don't know if Santa can bring that this year, So after 2 years, and I was about 7 years old at that time, Christmas morning, I woke up and went downstairs into the living room area, and we had very tall ceilings. And my parents had set up that swing set in the living room.
That's cool.
Okay? And I was so excited and just, really, really happy. And my dad had to take it apart and put it out in the yard. But it was many years later I realized how much love my parents had for me to set that swing set up in the living room and then have to take it back down and put it outside.
That's a great story.
That was just so special. But I realized the depth of love for family, and that's what's more important to me now than the swing set.
Right. Learn those lessons every day, I think, and a lot of times we're kind of oblivious to it. We don't think about all those things, and it's sad that, because I think back of all the wonderful things my mother did, and I wish I would have had more time to thank her for that. Another gift that I received, and this is going to again sound like a strange gift, but it's one that pops in my mind. Well, actually three of my favorite best women in the world gave me the gift of allowing me to be there when they passed the spirit. I was with my mother holding her hand when she took her last breath. I was with my wife holding her hand when she took her last breath. And I was with my daughter when she took her last breath. And I felt especially at those times, that was a very special thing, a very special moment, because it was a time when they were actually looking at it now, opening that package and going to the other side and finding out what that adventure was. And maybe I was there to give them comfort when they did that. So, thank you. No question? Okay. Don't know if we wrap this up early or...
You can.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you if anybody, please stay for our service. It begins at 10:30, and today is Reverend Phil DeLong is today, and I'm sure you get something from that today. And I thank you for coming. Thank you for being here, and again, thank you for the gifts that you bring.